New day, new everything. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Miami on the rocks. Casey Chops. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at MIA on the rocks. Follow us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Today's guest got my Shake the Block brother, DJ Five Venoms. Hey, what's up, my bro? I be forgetting to do that shit, bro. I feel crunchy because everyone does it and I miss it every single time.
Nah, you're not the only way. It's like it's like when Bobby's around, it's all the time.
You remember it?
Yeah.
I don't
no, when Bobby's around, I remember it. But like it'll be like pull up on like Bullet or Effect. It's just like whatever. But like when Bobby's around, everyone's on
the New Yorkers. They all do the
Yeah.
handshake. I'm like, damn, bro. I gotta like remember to do that shit, bro. I got DJ Five Venoms in here. If I'm gonna have DJs on the podcast, you know they're gonna be big DJs doing their thing. You are the official DJ for Rolling Loud, right?
Correct.
And you know, Rolling Loud is the biggest hip hop festival in the world.
Yes.
You've been the two founders, Matt and Tariq. And they have been, they're from South Florida, and they've been doing their thing forever. So, you know, that's probably one of the top biggest South Florida success stories I could probably come up with. Because I remember them from back in the days doing underground shows and booking the hip hop acts. And fast forward, they have, you know, the biggest hip hop festival in the world. And you are the main DJ there, bro. So you're always traveling. You've been all around the world. You know, you're right there with the hip hop. Like, you've probably been to more hip hop festivals than any DJ in the world, bro.
Probably close to it. I mean, like, yeah. I was trying to count all the festivals like this weekend because this is our 9th year technically. And we've been throwing the festival since like 2015. So started in Miami, and like the first, I want to say 2 years, it was just one festival a year. Then our 3rd year, 2017, it became 3 festivals. We did Miami and at Bayfront, and then we did our first Bay Area show, and then our first SoCal show. So that was like the first time we started traveling and taking it outside of Miami. And then, I mean, you go today and we got like festivals all around the world, technically.
Yeah. How many shows are you doing a year, would you say? Rolling Loud shows.
Yeah, Rolling Loud shows. Well, this year I believe it's gonna be 8 shows altogether, 9 shows. And I mean, last year we did Portugal for the first time, we did Netherlands for the first time, and then we did we did California this year. We did New York, Miami. What else did we do? Portugal. Yeah, it's like a blur.
Yeah, I can imagine, bro, being on the road so much like that. Like,
nah, it's been dope. It's been a blessing, bro. Like the experience of going to all these different markets and seeing like not only their hip hop, but how they appreciate, you know, U.S. hip hop and the hip hop. You know, we just got back from L.A. and we have a lot of New York artists, Southern artists, and it's appreciated just as much as the L.A. artists and the California artists that are booked for the show.
Damn,
so
bro, I have so many questions I want to ask you, bro. It's just crazy. So we're gonna get to your story. Let's get to where is the most lit? What is the most lit show you've ever done? The most memorable one.
That's a weird, not a weird question. That's like each show has its own.
It's like trying to choose between children. Like, what's your favorite kid?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, Miami is the Liz. That's our biggest show. That's our flagship show. That's
okay,
like.
So it still feels like the flagship show even today.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely we purposely make that our biggest show because it's home. You know what I mean? It's like we're not traveling to it. We're not. It's home. It's in our backyard. So we got a show out in our backyard. You know, we do that at Hard Rock Stadium. So that I believe that'll be our 4th year there now. This year coming up. So that's like our flagship, our biggest show. We used to do the Bay Area. That used to be my favorite show because it was really chill. I like the vibe in the Bay. Like being in Oakland and like
it's two different hip hop. It's very different crowds. You know what I'm saying? Like. Well, first of all, where are you from?
I'm from New Jersey originally.
Okay. And then grew up in
New Jersey, went to school in Orlando, so I lived in Orlando for 10 years, and then I moved to Miami.
Okay. So let's just get the story out the way. How did you link up with Matt? How did you get in with the Rolling Loud?
So that started before Rolling Loud was even a thing. This is like 2010. I was DJing for an artist named West Fifth in Orlando, and Tarek and Matt were promoters. Like they were starting this promotion company called Dope E&T, and they were taking hip hop that they listened to that they seen like a void. Like, yo, these artists aren't coming through Florida, so we're gonna bring these artists to Florida.
I remember them for doing that, bro. I'll never forget that.
So 2010, they started doing that, and one of the first shows they did was Currency. So they brought Currency to Orlando,
Remember that
Tampa, Miami, and for like that Orlando show, they had Book West as like an opening artist to help with like the promotion. He was a popping artist in Orlando, so it's like, yo, you're promoting that you're performing at this show. It helps with ticket sales. So that's when I originally met them, and we did a few shows and tours with them, and I had just asked Target, like, yo, let me open up these shows for you. And at the time, DJ Demp was doing a lot of the shows with them because they had with the school in Tallahassee, so they were really good and locked in with Demp. So one of the first shows I did for them, might have been like a year after that first Currency show, was another Currency show, and like Demp came, did his thing, and then I DJ'd open for Demp. Demp came, did his thing, and they kind of like locked me in as their DJ for Orlando. So I was doing all the Dope E&T shows in Orlando, and then eventually when they came up for the idea for Rolling Loud, that transitioned me into doing Rolling Louds. So that first one in Miami, coming down, and I'm running a stage and DJing for the artist and DJing sets in between, and then that just built up the next year. Same thing, holding down the stage, DJing. And then when we started traveling, I actually flew myself out to the first out-of-state show and like kind of like submitted myself like, yo, I'm here. Like, and that's when it like really became like, yo, you're Rolling Loud's DJ.
So you started DJing in the clubs.
Clubs, yes, clubs, and that was the thing too. Was when I'm living in Orlando, DJing clubs. And I'm not from Orlando, so I'm like kind of like the odd guy out. When
this is the era of 2000. What era is this? Like
this is 2010 through like.
And I was up there a lot too.
I want to say, well, this is 2010 through 15 is the era of me DJing the Dope E&T shows into Rolling Louds, and pretty much probably like 2017, 18. Yeah, because I moved down here around in 2000, the end of 17 into 18. That whole era. So I'm DJing clubs, and I'm DJing these shows.
Right.
So a lot of people weren't getting it at first. Like, yo, why are you doing these shows?
I was gonna say, because their whole approach with the shows that they did is it kind of felt like it was anti-mainstream. Like it was like, we're gonna give you, we're gonna give you, so as a club DJ, you got to play the mainstream songs to get the club moving. So they want you to go to these, I guess you could call them underground shows at the time. And are you there like, damn, bro, I don't want to play like the mainstream stuff because this is probably like it's a different crowd, or no?
Well, at first, I was playing the mainstream stuff at these shows. So I'm playing like 90s hip hop. I'm playing, Wiz is big at that time. And
2010, like you playing like the Young Money stuff, probably.
Yeah, Young Money, Wayne, Nicki, all that stuff. Yeah, just like a little bit of the Drake stuff, like all that stuff's like bubbling up as the mainstream. And then it was crazy because Tarek sent me like a photo. He's like, yo, try these songs out. And it's like Denzel Curry, Puya, Rob Banks. There's a lot of the Florida guys that he was tapped in with, that he was going to be bringing on through tours and everything. He was like, and I remember I played, I think one of the first songs that like tapped me in with was Threats with Denzel Curry, Rob Banks, and Young Semi.
Okay.
And like the reaction that you've seen is like what you see now with Rolling Loud, with the mosh pits, with the crowd jumping up and down. And I'm like, it was like it just hit. I'm like, oh, okay, this is different. This is a different reaction.
Beginning of like that rocker mosh pit turn up, like mosh pit vibe,
like that culture, like of that type of hip hop.
What year was its own thing. This was like 20.
I think it had to be
15, maybe.
Yeah, in that range, probably. Yeah, it had to be.
Who was the first one that kind of started that? I guess we have to say Travis Scott, right? Like
no. There's to start it,
because hip hop festivals were never a thing. If that, I would make an argument that if that culture didn't pop off, like festivals wouldn't have popped off because you need. It turned that mosh pit turn up like vibe like is what made the festival work for hip hop.
Yeah, I mean there was a lot going on in different areas. Like you had guys in Memphis turning up, in LA, New York, Florida heavily, Texas. So it was like different pockets of it. And I mean I think for like Florida it was like the Raider Clan guys, which includes a lot of the, you know, the Denzel Currys and the Young Simmies. Like there's a whole culture built around that style of music. In New York, you had, you know, ASAP Mob building around that culture.
What is you said you like the vibe in the Bay Area. Their music is more, you know, up tempo, hyphy.
Yeah,
it's a different bounce. What do you see the difference in like Rolling Loud over there?
I remember vividly one of the shows. Like I'm like walking through the crowd and like I think like E40's performing and people are in line dancing. Like, just like, it's a party. Like, the Bay Area show, like, when they say, like, Rolling Loud's a party, it's literally a party. People are dancing in the crowd, like, vibing. Like, it was, yeah, it's just a vibe. It's like a big party up there. And, like, the energy was, like, good. Like, really good energy. Sometimes, you know, it's like, when you get into hip-hop, sometimes the energy can be a little crazy depending on, but, like, everybody had that vibe. It's very relaxed. It's also a market that's, like, not bougie, I want to say, but for lack of words. Like,
there's not a lot of ego in that market.
Yeah, it's like Miami. It's a lot of money. A lot of people pull up to Miami. LA, it's Hollywood. It's a lot of people pull up.
A lot of superficialism, like, going on. Like,
yeah, you don't get too many calls of like, yo, I'm flying out to Oakland to come see you.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up. So it's like, I mean, you do, but it's like, it's just a very like blue collar type of vibe versus like everybody's like, everybody's chilling. It's a vibe. Like security's cool. Like the artists are cool. The other part is that like the artists in the Bay, doesn't matter like the scale. Like they could be, you know, the up and coming, they got fans. Like I've seen like the, you know, the opener on the stage 3 have like 100 people and like 50 of them know the words to the song. Damn. Yeah. So like it's stuff like that you see, like they're really tapped into the artists and their market.
I went to the Bay Area for the first time 2 years ago, 2021, and for the sake of like the culture, like, you know, I know it has a heavy hip hop culture, so I went there and I stayed half the time in San Francisco, like in the city. Then I stayed half the time in Oakland. And I told my boy, bro, take me to the spots. Like, I want to see the culture. And, bro, he put me on the music. I'm like, it's such a different vibe and pocket, like sonically with the music. But he's put me on to like, I forgot his name. Is it Mike something?
Mike Sherm.
Mike Sherm, bro. He put me on. I'm like, bro, I haven't heard. And people are vibing to it. So it has like that regional.
Yeah, Mike's a perfect example of that. Like that movement. I remember the first time I met Mike. I DJ'd for Mike for the first Bay show we did in Oakland. So he needed a DJ, and I was the house DJ. So linked with him, gave me the music and play. So like I'm not too familiar with him at all. I hit play, and the whole entire place went crazy. And this is years ago. Yeah, like every word of the song, girls in the front row just screaming it.
Yeah,
and he coming out like, you know, like he been the star in the city forever. Yeah, and yeah, it's just like that type of I'm like, oh, this dude is lit, and he just been that way.
I just like that it has its distinct sound. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the regionalism got lost in hip hop because of social media, and everyone's just like, you know. But the Bay still has maintained their, you know, and I gravitate to it too because I'm not so much a fan of the flows, but I'm more of a fan of the production because I feel like everything got trapped out and like sleepy and slow in the mainstream, that the Bay still has their hyphy, like 99 BPM, 100 BPM. Like you could play on the West Coast in general. Like I went to a club, you know, you DJ on the West Coast, you could play 100 BPM the whole night. And people are cool.
Facts.
You can't.
I just came back. We did Hyde, and I was DJing with DJ Vision.
Dope.
And in that vibe, like 100 BPM, like boom, bang, and there's a lot of stuff I wasn't even familiar with, and the club's going crazy singing it. I'm just like, and that's that vibe, but it's a party vibe.
Yeah,
And a lot of, as being DJs, it's like we like that, like that whole mustard era where it was just like
it gave us balance from, and that's what I'm transparent as far as being a DJ where I'm not it. I don't know if you feel like this, Five, but like lately it feels like it's harder to get energy from the crowd because of the type of hip hop that these artists are making. It's not really party music.
Yes.
It's more sleepy. It's a downer. They're leaned out like I always say it as a joke. I can't wait for artists to start doing cocaine again because this shit is so sleepy and chill that when you got that, that's why I have this theory as well as far as Miami goes, why the Latin and the reggaeton popped off, because it's that 90 BPM that gives us that balance of the 70 BPM. You need that 90, 100 BPM to balance out the 70 slow trap shit.
Yes.
We don't have a lot of that 90 BPM here, you know what I'm saying? But when you go to the West Coast, they have most of your set is that, so you don't feel that pressure as a DJ. It's easier to like keep the room. You know what I mean? It feels. I don't know if you agree with me.
No, I agree 100%. I've had these combos with other DJs just like that, like the party energy. Like people are just in Miami. I don't know about other markets too. Like, but like I know as Miami, it's like play the hits, and most of those hits are like these slow, drainy things, and you're just like here like they're and. How this is, as a DJ, I like the upbeatness of a room, right?
Right.
Like, and we play the Latin
because that is energy, you know.
Yeah, the energy. So, what I find is that like the audience likes the music, but it's nothing to react to. There's no turn up. There's no cue of party.
It just doesn't move you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It doesn't call you to move. It doesn't, So yeah, I've noticed that, and then that's why I feel like in the clubs now, especially on the beach that are, hip hop driven, you gotta drown them with sound effects and hit 19 rockets and horns and spaceships and shit.
Keep that energy
and talk crazy to kind of like throw sauce on top of the music to give it energy, because the music itself doesn't have energy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nah.
It's interesting, man, and it's cool to have this conversation with you because you've been all around the world to know, what different people react to. What, as far as international goes, what was one of your favorite international shows?
So far it's been Portugal. Portugal is such a vibe. So that show's on the actual beach.
Wow.
Yeah, so sand. Everything that comes with being on the beach, though, It's sand everywhere. Like I'm going back to the hotel just covered in sand every day. But you're in the sun, sand, waves crashing. Wow. 2 stages, fans from all over the world coming to a beach to watch their favorite artist play. Beautiful situation. Just like artists pulling up, everyone's kicking it backstage. We got the Loud Club, which is like our bottle section VIP. It's a vibe up there, and it's just like at night you just hear waves crashing in between sets, and then it's Future, it's Playboy Cardi, it's Baby Keem, it's like all the Fabio Foreign and the Baby, like all your favorite artists in the States are out there, and it's on a beach.
Does each city have each international city you do? Do you guys kind of like fuck with some of the local acts?
Yes. Yeah.
So are you learning like of a Portugal artist or of a Norwegian artist, or if you're Norway, like are you?
Yes and no. In some. I mean, a lot of times when we're booking the international shows, it's about bringing that American Rolling Loud experience, because they get that. But you also get the breakouts like the Central Seas that come in, and they are the kings over there, and then now they're breaking into the States because they did that Rolling Loud. Not saying that they're doing the Rolling Loud, but that's part of it, and they're getting their eyes because we're marketing it. So yes and no. Like you get introduced to a lot of their international artists. And at the same time, we're showcasing what we do over here, over there. Mm-hmm. So yes and no, because it's like I really don't get to tap in with a lot of like the up and coming. I'm getting introduced to like the big name guys.
Got you. So Portugal. Is there any other international show that?
Yeah, we have Netherlands. Now this year is gonna be Netherlands, Portugal, and then we're doing Germany for the first time.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Bro, you know what, Five? I might just go.
Pull up, bro.
Like I might just pull up because I haven't been to Europe yet, and that would be a good reason to go and check out the vibe. You know, like
it's like I didn't. We did Netherlands last year. I didn't go, but I just went like directly to Portugal. So I'm really looking forward to going to the Netherlands this year. And you know, it's always like I always write down like my goals and everything. So like one of my goals is traveling the world DJing, and I get to do that based off of with the festival. So it lines up. And experiencing all these different cultures, connecting with other DJs, other artists, in all these different markets. There's the same way we have it in Miami, LA, New York, Texas. Like they have it over there, so it's really cool to broaden your, I guess, your contacts, your network, and everything, and meet new people, bro.
Yeah, bro. What approach do you take DJing, as far as in the club and on a stage, on a festival stage?
So the club, I think being on the stage has helped my club game a lot. So I had this like theory about like DJing a club and the type of DJ versus DJing a show. Okay. So it's like when you go to a club, who is the crowd paying attention to in the club?
The DJ.
They should be, right? Like, in a sense.
It's a strip club, then the girls.
So I was looking at this like years ago. I was looking at like a Jazzy Jeff video, and I'm like, damn, he's in a club, like any other club, like any other DJ, but the whole entire club is paying attention to him. Mm-hmm. They're not worried about what's going on in their section. They're not at the bar, but they're paying attention to them. Mm-hmm. So it's like, but he's DJing this club like he's at a show that's portrayed.
Right.
So it's like that mentality of like, I'm going to DJ this club like I'm doing a show, like I'm performing, versus just being this music in the room and not anyone.
Like music.
I mean, being in Miami, that showcases a lot. I think we are used to that style, but like if you go to like, small bars, you're just there. Like you're just a DJ, you're spending
like background music.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like, I've always said this, but like I feel like Miami DJs, if some of us went over and like did clubs like on the West Coast or these other places, because we make it a show, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they're not doing that like on the West Coast. Like they're not really stopping the music, talking to the crowd, get them to scream, drop the hit. Like they're not really making it a show.
The
like
showmanship.
That. I think West Coast DJs, I've said this before, I think West Coast DJs are great turntablists. They're great DJs, but it don't feel like they're putting on a show to me. When I've been there. In Miami, it feels like the Miami DJs, like, we know how to shout out client. It seems like more of a mic game. It's more of a mic game. Over there, they're not really on the mic like that, I feel like.
Yeah, like when I was out there, had like MCs and stuff for help with the mic, and then here's shout outs and everything, but it's not like here where it's just like the parade and we're playing like the Rocky theme and all this. Like it's not that full production style.
Right.
And I really didn't get that until I moved here, to tell you the truth. Because like in Orlando,
well, it's fairly new. That style in Miami. Maybe like since 2018, maybe is when.
Yeah, that the big presentations, stop the show, stop everything, pay attention, look at the bottles coming through, and that I guess if you're spending that type of money, that's what you want.
Yeah,
in a lot of places. So, the other part about like the show versus the club is I'm not playing the same music that I'm playing in these shows.
Can you give me an example of a poppin' song that you would play in a festival that probably you don't play in the club?
Like Boss from Lil Pump.
Okay.
Some stuff transfers over. I try it and it goes great. Some stuff it's like, what is this? Like if I'm playing like Suicide Boys, right? I'm not playing any Suicide Boys in the club because there might be 3 people in the. I mean, probably more than that, but like it's not a club. It's not club music. It's the stuff that these mosh pits and these jumping up and down at festivals.
Yeah, because I guess it would be a younger crowd. Like, what do you think is like the medium age of a Rolling Loud?
I mean, we go from 16. It's probably like 22, 23.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like in that range.
It's like more of a college type.
Yeah,
crowd.
I mean, like we always talk about like our core fan base is young, and it stays young. It got older. So when we first started, it was really young. I mean, you're talking about like pretty much high school, early college years, and a lot of those guys grew up. So it was interesting, like when you look at our festival and like we didn't have a VIP, or if we did, like it was empty.
Right. Yeah.
Because no one was
it
drinking.
Just GA, let's turn up type college crowd. We're not worried about egos and being
drinking.
seen. And
And the second year we did it, we had like a very small VIP, very small. But it was never like a focus. And then the next year, I think in Bayfront, I don't think we had a VIP at all.
Yeah.
And then we did Hard Rock, and that's when we had our first. Well, at that time we had a partnership with Live, and it was ran by Live and everything. But that's when that started. But you're talking about like a 3-year gap. So everyone that was 18 coming to those shows is now 21.
Right.
They can drink and has a job or getting some money. So now they want to buy bottles, and it's being marketed to the club.
Yeah.
We're in Miami. We're a club city, so nightlife, and then that just built up. So now it's like the ball players, the celebrities, the art, the actors, everybody's pulling up because it's the place to be.
Yeah, because it's like a festival now, but you could like treat it like if you're at a club now.
Yep.
And kind of chill with your section.
Bottle. I mean, you go look at the Loud Club. All the football players, basketball players, the rappers, like after they're done their sets, they're going into the Loud Club, got tables, bottle parades coming through, the sparklers and signs. It looks like,
What else could you compare as far as like your shows from 5 years ago, the crowd to the crowd now? Like how are these new kids reacting to the music compared to 5 years ago, how the kids were reacting?
I think now that it's just more the mainstream. Like what was the underground is now the mainstream.
Right.
Playboy Carti was our Friday headliner at our LA show. Playboy Carti was like a early midday artist at our second show.
Right.
And same thing with Lil Uzi Vert. Now they're the mainstream.
Crazy because it's like, I guess I come from radio, bro, and I come from like we're in the clubs too. But it's like, bro, there's no really Playboy Carti songs that you play in the club. You know? So when you tell me Playboy Carti is the headliner of Rolling Loud in 2023, someone like me, it's hard for me to like understand that. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard. And you're not the only one.
Okay,
though.
And then I'd be like, damn, I'm just getting old.
Because that's every time. Because like people will have their opinions. They're like, "Dag, I don't understand it. He's screaming," but all these kids are going crazy for him.
Right.
And my only answer to that, it's not for you.
Right.
It's for them.
Right.
And
no, but even the things that are not for me, it'll usually come on my radar.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause I'm in the club, this song is hot, we gotta play it, whether it's, I don't know, I can't give an example, but
it's one of those things that, the genre of what we do as quote unquote hip hop is very blurred. The thing about it is like what Playboy Carti, there's songs like he does like club gigs. Right. So like he's been booked at like a Story, like 11 during Rolling Loud Miami last year. He was booked at 11. Right. So, but it's like when you book it, his fans are coming, and his fans are like pushing that agenda for like the mosh pits and everything like that.
That's what it is now, is that there's a distinction between club hip hop and festival hip hop.
Yes.
It's like two different things now, And sometimes those radars don't even get on my radar because I'm in the club. So it doesn't.
Like there's like Ski Master Slump God, right? Like he has some songs that could possibly go in the club, but it's not pushed in that direction. And then it goes to those fans that eventually might come to the club, they might not, because there's like this whole thing now where it's just like people rather have like their house parties and chill, kick it with their friends. It's like college kids stuff, really.
Yeah, it's like like some kids just want to turn up and have fun, and they're not with like the ego and like trying to be seen and trying to be in the club. And I guess women, like, I guess a lot of these, I don't, like I don't know what it is. I don't know what it like. Come up with theories,
Yeah. It's really like
another one that that it amazes me too is NBA YoungBoy, because he's another one to where I see these stats of like, this is the most streamed artist on YouTube, like of all time. Like, I don't want to say of all time, but like in hip hop this year. And then I'm like, damn, bro, I maybe play one NBA YoungBoy, like it's not on my radar like that. So it doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But
these kids are fans, like diehard fans. Like, it's like the same idea as, Elton John has fans. Elton John can come to Miami and sell out an arena, right?
Yeah.
We're not playing Elton John in the club.
Yeah,
right?
they'd have the core. Yeah, it could be anything from like Action Bronson. Like, he got his core that's gonna come out. He's gonna sell out
to these shows,
but it just doesn't come on the Venn diagram of like the middle when everything. It does not crossover. It just doesn't. And
it really comes into like the machines behind them. Like, if the machine really wanted to push NBA YoungBoy music to the clubs, they would, all the record promoters would be hitting us.
Right.
Yo, we need this
record. It's like, I kind of don't even blame these artists for not reaching out to the machine, because the machine is bullshit a lot of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need the machine anymore. You know what I'm saying? But
I think a lot of the NBA stuff too is like, obviously he makes good music. He puts out a lot of music. He's consistently dropping music, and his fan base ties into that and believes in that, and he monetizes it. So it's just like he's just dropping music, and they love his music. He hasn't done show, I think, like 2 years. He hasn't done the show, if not longer. One of his last shows, I think, was the Rolling Loud Miami a few years ago, like pre-COVID.
Wow.
And so it's just like, you're talking about someone that's been on house arrest, dropping music, being one of the top listened
direct
artists.
To consumer, not having to worry about no middleman, no. So I can't be mad at him. But then I think to myself, like, now that he's at that level, maybe like spend a bag and like just take care of whatever industry people you got to take care of to get your shit on that level of like
that super radio.
Now you can.
But I think it's like a thing of like them picking a song and sending it to radio and be like, yo, this is what we're pushing. Like, it's not a lack of it. I think it's just feeding the demo that he has.
Right.
Like, it's like, yeah, we're feeding the demo, we're monetizing it, and why spend more on radio? Why do this? And then once he's outside, it's going to be a whole nother level. Once he can do shows and tours and festivals and everything, that changes the whole landscape.
And I think these guys don't really have singles either. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just dropping projects. The fans know the whole project. They're just coming out to hear the project. It's not like...
I did Rod Wave's another one of those guys. I did Rod Wave's tour 2 years ago. And not to say I wasn't a Rod Wave fan, but I wasn't like invested in Rod Wave. That first show, I seen something I've never seen from any artist. Like maybe Travis, but like that cult follow, like the crowd. So the crowd at his shows is such a broad crowd. It's insane. I've never seen a crowd like this.
Because I want to almost call him like R&B, like he's got R&B to him, like trap.
Yeah, it's like pain trap, like, but his lyrics, the music, the vibe, attracts a lot of people from different like I was seeing the dope boy, the guy that just left the office that's a lawyer. I seen grandparents with their grandchildren, full families, like dad walking in with the kid on his shoulder, with the wife holding the daughters, like full, and like you got grandma singing the song next to the dope boy, next to her, and they have different experiences based on these songs, but these songs hit people in their hearts so hard that it's just like it's something. And I'll tell you a story. Like, even one of the cities we're at an amphitheater outside, and it's like in the middle of the city. I think it was like North Carolina, and the police are like, "Yo, you gotta turn it down because the decibel level's too high, and they're gonna give you a ticket." The tour manager goes to the cops. He turns all the audio down in the show. It's the entire crowd singing the word. You can't hear the music. It's the entire crowd singing that loud. Like, every show was so loud because every fan was screaming. you barely heard Rod the entire tour because the crowd they were singing the ad libs, they were humming the music like from start to finish. Like the first note hit, and they just started singing everything and humming and like
he's a real. As soon as I heard him, I'm like, okay, he's like a real musician because it's like his production has like pianos and it's very, you know, I could see how an older generation could gravitate toward it, and he's just melodic, you know, like he's and his. He's singing too, you know what I'm saying? It's not. It's paying too, like at the end of the day. So there's so much about his music that is just real.
And he's like full band, full production on this tour, and it was magical, like just to watch it and see how people gravitate to his music. I was just like, it was definitely a dope experience being on tour with him and seeing that firsthand every night in every market. So it wasn't just like a Southern thing. We went to New York and it was the same thing. We went to Cali, it was the same thing. We were in Seattle, San Diego, Texas, like all through the country, and people are fans of this man.
How much are you trying? Because I mean, could we consider you like a tour DJ? I'm
a DJ in any aspect that I can DJ, play music, support an artist. You know, but you do more shows like in than clubs. Is that a fair statement or no? No. Definitely the clubs are way easier. Right. Like, you know, just being in Miami, it's like
I'm thinking about you being on the road for Rolling Loud. I'm thinking about you being on the road for these artists. You know what I'm saying? Like you're on tour a lot.
Yes. Yeah. Even then, it's like double down with clubs. Like I did 2 clubs when I was in LA for the festival. And so it's always like clubs home. Like it's just that's the where I have full control over it. Like I can play. I like the top 40 hip hop. Like I like that. I also like getting the energy and the reactions at the festivals and the shows out of the kids, but I like, you know, playing Rihanna. Like I like playing house music. I like playing like all different genres, like Latin music. I like playing that. I don't get to do that necessarily at Rolling Loud per se. I actually haven't really tried it. So that's something I think I might try. Like I never dropped like a Bad Bunny song at Rolling Loud. And seeing how that went.
I mean, he got trappy songs I could easily blend in and
for
out
sure.
with some. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
What? So I mean, so how often are you on the road? Would you say? Are you?
It's like seasonal for me. So like right now I'm in like we're like in the season. So March, LA, about to do South by Southwest. Then we're going to Thailand. And beginning of April, I forgot about Thailand. Thailand. That's the first time going to Thailand. Also, we're gonna be in Payata. It's like 2 hours out of Bangkok. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. But going to Thailand, and then there's like a break, and then July kicks in, and it's just like
nonstop
4 shows, or end of like literally like I think like June 29th all the way through the end of July. It's Amsterdam or Netherlands, Portugal, Germany. Then we come home. We got like a week and a half or 2 weeks, and then it's Miami.
So I say that to ask you like the traveling aspect of it. Like, how do you manage that? Does that get to you like so much traveling? Is there a certain way you try to, you know, live your life?
I'm learning how to master the traveling now, like how to minimize. Like when I first, even like that Rod Wave tour, like we're driving it, right? So like I bring this big suitcase. I got all this stuff. Like I just bring everything all my comforts from home. I got like Nintendo Switch. I got my iPad. I got 2 laptops. I got books. I got tons of clothes.
Too much.
Yeah. And I'm like, a week out, and like we're going to Texas, so we're gonna make a loop back to Florida. So I'm like, I haven't touched half the stuff I bought, so I just dropped it back off at the crib, and then like went out a little bit later. And so I'm like learning how to travel, minimize, be minimal on the road. Sometimes that's hard with hip hop because everybody wants to be stylish and everything, but it's just like with the festivals, a lot of it I'm learning is like necessity and practicality. So it's like I'm not wearing dope sneakers that might get uncomfortable, running around on foot for 5 hours. Like I'm buying like Nike running sneakers that might not be the most stylish because they're gonna get dirty anyway, the dirt. But my feet are gonna be comfortable and they're gonna give me the right support. I mean, like the right clothes that if it's hot out and breathing and
So as far as okay, so you're definitely taking less stuff. You're learning.
Yes.
As far as like, sleeping and your energy for the shows and things of that. What?
Very, very important. So recently, like I've been on this like nutrition kick pretty much since like December. So like, all through COVID, I was running every day. Lost like 30 pounds, right? Got back to in the club, drinking, eating, bad schedule, gained it all back. So now it's more on like I'm on this pretty much new lifestyle of eating nutritionally, eating balanced, eating working out every day, eating organic food, no processed food, no sugar.
Just being mindful.
And making sure I have good energy, and then that's transitioning into my everyday. That's just my everyday way of eating now.
Right.
And lifestyle, working out and meditating and just like making sure that like lowering my stress level, anxiety, and so when I do have to do these travels and these stressful things that we go through every day, that I can handle them a lot better.
Resilience based off your lifestyle that don't affect you as much.
Yeah, traveling, the low sleep. Like this weekend, I mean, I was probably averaging like 4 or 5 hours of sleep and still having good energy because I'm making sure I'm going down to the hotel and getting a good solid breakfast because I don't know if I'm going to eat through the day at the festival just in case, because I'm on call the whole time at the festival. They might need me at a stage or something like that. And so that plays a part. And then kind of just like working out, getting ready, like the same way people get ready for like marathons, like you're training for it. So it's just like my mindset's training. I'm making sure my cardio is up, making sure I'm getting the rest beforehand, stretching and
stretching is a big, bro. I think stretching is a big one for me, bro. Especially, bro, because we're tall.
Yes.
I don't know about you, bro, but my posture is terrible because
that whole
we're all, like, bro, I saw a short DJ the other day, bro, and his chin was at the level of the turntable. He's like this. I'm like, bro, but his posture is not, you know what I mean? Like, his posture is perfect because he's short, and I'm here like, damn. I thought about the other day, I played at one of my brunches and shit, and I put the DJ booth, I put the controller on top of the laptop stand. So the controller was like this, and I'm like this. I'm like, oh shit, my shoulders are back. I'm not leaned over. You know what I mean? Like, stretching is a big one for us. Yeah, bro.
I had a few years ago, I had like this neck issue, right? I'm like, yo, I don't know why my neck is hurt. I'm waking up every morning, like with my neck hurting, right? I go in the chiropractor. They're like, oh, it's just like muscle tightness. You're having spasms. Da, da, da. It's like, what do you do? I'm like, I'm a DJ. And they're like, oh. They're like, how you hold your headphones? I'm like, this. They're like, and how often you do that? All night. Yeah. They're like, stop doing that. So make sure, like, it's just like, I was like, wow. Like, I'm literally in the club and I'm like this, and my neck is getting like, so it's just like, like those type of things.
Mindful things, bro. Like, I started like in between songs, or because I could catch myself now. That's what mindful is, like catch you. So now I'll be like, okay, I try to stand with my hands behind my back between songs, like, you know what I'm saying, and that keeps my shoulders back and keeps me upright. When I'm chilling, I try to just stay with my hands behind my back when I'm chilling, But yeah, bro, that's another thing. Like your back, and then another thing that helps me a lot. DJs complain about back pain and all this shit. Like if you're in the gym, if you're a DJ, if you're gonna go to the gym, at least do back. Like do pulls, do rows, do lat pulls down, because that strengthens your back muscles and you're not. It gives you more support to kind of, So that's another thing I would recommend the DJs is if you're not a gym guy, just at least go to work out your back. Like
definitely get. I mean, everything. I think even like being as a DJ, because most of us are doing 2-3 hours. We're on our feet
in the same place.
Yeah, you're not moving, bro. And like that plays a big part on your legs, your feet, your posture. So like I've been doing a lot of like yoga, even like feet stretches, because like you you're on your feet in that same places. Like I didn't have a lot of motion in my feet. And that plays like when you're walking, running, everything, and your whole posture, your whole body structure is on top of your feet when you're standing. If your feet ain't right, everything else isn't. So it's just getting those type of things situated. But it's like training though. Like when I'm at these festivals, I'm walking upstairs and I'm jumping around. And the older we get, the less this stuff is, is forgiving.
Me standing still, I said this the other day, I'm like, damn, imagine if you could like wear like a little backpack with like a controller and you could DJ and walk around the club while you're DJing. I'd be like, bro, that'd be amazing, because half the part of me that I don't like about DJing is I have to be standing in the same place, and I'm a very ADD so I'll be in the middle of my sets like, damn, I want to move, I gotta go to the bathroom just so I can move around. So I think to myself, like, when I work out before I DJ, I'm more at ease standing in the same place for 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? So I noticed that about myself too. Like if I could get a workout in, especially some cardio, then I'll be more at ease throughout my set. You know what I mean? And not like anxious to like want to move,
And I think also like with your mind also, like just like mind clarity, working out, getting blood flow, and a lot of DJing for me is like psychological. So when we're looking at a crowd, it's like, yo, what song we gonna play next? Lowering your anxiety, like, yo, is this song gonna work? And being able to quit, song don't work.
People
and like
don't realize,
freeze up,
bro. That DJ, you know what I hate about DJing? The one thing I hate about about DJing is it looks like it's easy.
Yeah.
So people around you like, bro, you're just DJing. But like, bro, I told them like, imagine playing Tetris on level 10 for 3 hours. That's the mental workout of what that is. You know what I'm saying?
That is a great analogy.
People don't realize. They just think you're chilling, playing a song, talking to a girl, having a shot. No, bro. It's like your mind is analyzing everything. I'm thinking 3 songs ahead when I'm going to play. Like, bro, your mind is going 10,000 RPMs, and people don't realize that shit. That when you finish after 3 hours, it's like, I don't want to talk to nobody. Don't bother. I need to, like, decompress, bro. Like...
it literally is like you're multitasking too, because like you're at the skill of DJing, right? Like mixing and the timing and everything, and it obviously like the longer we've done it and we've been doing it, a lot of those things are easier, to like second nature. But like if you really broke down the skill of DJing and taking songs and mixing them and making sure the beats, and you're using these CDJs or turntables as a instrument in the mixer and all the knobs and the faders, and we know exactly what this fader does, and we're cutting this fader at the same time while moving this hand and this object to drop at that moment while this record's spinning. It's a lot going on.
And simultaneously analyzing the crowd to make sure they're receptive to what you're playing. Like,
then you got the drunk girl behind you asking you to play Bad Bunny. Then you got,
bro.
Then you got the promoter texting you, yo, we got a bottle parade, like, and then lights and.
People don't realize, bro. It's very stressful. It's almost it might be the equivalent, like a 3-hour set might be the equivalent of like a 9-to-5 workday for the average person. You know what I'm saying? Facts. Like it feels like it to me, at least. Now that I'm getting older, especially, But what are the plans for you, bro? Like, you've been doing the Rolling Loud for a minute.
Yes.
You're traveling the world. What is next for your brand?
More of that. I dropped a few records a couple years ago, so I'm gonna work with artists, dropping records, singles. I've been doing mixtapes also with live mixtapes. Some branded. Teamed up with there's a page, IG page brand called Mosh Pit Dailies. So they take a lot of like the content, not just Rolling Loud, but all these other festivals and shows and tours based off that culture of these artists that are, mosh pit. It's in these like crowds, and it's been really dope. So we've been curating mixtapes based on those type of artists, and also giving opportunity to independent artists to be on those mixtapes. So and then I make the mixtape, put that on live mixtapes, and then I take that playlist and create it on Apple Music and Spotify.
Dope.
So
people could listen on a DSP as a playlist, or listen to the whole mix.
So one of the independent artists, this is really dope, like one of the independent artists that we put on the tape just dropped the song the same day we dropped the mixtape in that playlist. So his song was on the playlist, And like 2 weeks later, he sends me a screenshot like, yo, thank you so much for the opportunity. He got like 4,000 streams in 2 weeks off a brand new song.
Wow.
That
was on the playlist.
Yeah, that was on, and it's showing specifically the song, it's showing specifically how many streams he got from that specific playlist too.
Right.
Not even just like all his streams.
Wow.
So it was really dope to get that type of feedback, because like I don't get to see how many times a song gets played from my side of seeing that playlist. But having that type of like feedback is really dope, and showing that we're doing something that's really helping and supporting independent artists, as well as showcasing, you know, the underground hip hop or close to mainstream now hip hop that is, you know, has that mosh pit fan base. So been doing those, and then artist mixtapes and things like that. So
okay, shit. Anything else you want to promote? Anything you like to do? What do you like to do when you're not DJing on the side?
I just picked up playing golf, actually.
Yeah. That's funny you say that, because I have a lot of. I'm like the one who's out of my friends who's not doing that.
Bro, I like it. It was kind of crazy because never ever in my life would I thought I would enjoy playing golf.
You went to like Top Golf one time and you like hit the shit crazy.
Not even
like,
Top Golf. No. Every time we went to Top Golf, it was horrible. Could not hit the ball. Like I'm just swinging, and it was like the height thing. Like I'm just like I had no clue what I was doing, and I started seeing like a culture, like hip hop culture, gravitating towards golf. So I'm like, all right, there's something here. Then you see Khaled.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
taking it mainstream.
Yeah. And I'm like, let's go play golf. And I'm like, all right, let me go see what this is about. So,
but is it golfers gotta wake up early, right? 5? Or could we golf later in the day?
We can golf late. We can golf whenever you feel like it.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Not night. Well, you go to the range at night. We go to the range at night. But yeah, like 5, 7 in the morning, they're out there, right?
Not for me, bro.
Yeah. But you can go in the middle of the day. But it's Florida, so it's hot. So, but I just I went and took a golf. I took a few golf. I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, I really get it, because it's like it's a sport that like you're mastering yourself, kind of like DJing, right? Like where you're not really competing against other people, but it's really about you mastering the skills yourself. So it's like me being able to hit the ball and how well I hit the ball, and being able to get distances and figure out. It's just like another
constant adjusting to like perfect
exactly.
And I would imagine, since we're DJs and we're around fucking craziness all the time, I would imagine that, you know, that's serene. It's peaceful,
calming too.
Yeah, you know.
And at the same time, you're hitting the ball as hard, like
yeah.
So it's just like it's almost like it's just one of those things that like I just start in my free time, like just going to the range, hitting balls, like and it's a workout. Like it's a workout. You're working tons of muscles, legs, back. You know, you're twisting. You're trying to get the technique right. Even like the train. Like I started digging into like what the pro golfers be doing. They're training, bro. Like it's crazy. Like the stuff they do is wild. And we live in Miami and Florida in general, right? It's like the golf mecca. So I haven't actually played, but like a full game yet. So I've just been going to the range trying to hit.
Try
to hit. But I plan on going as soon as I get back from Austin and going to play on the range. But I've been enjoying it very, very much. That's one thing that and then I'm finding out like a lot of people around me, a lot of homies, other DJs, a lot of people are playing golf.
Damn, low
they
key,
play, like everyone's like, oh yeah, I play. Let's go.
Yeah, like, yo, when you playing golf, like what the fuck? Like, that's what everyone says. It's a great networking thing to do.
The networking, everything. So,
what else? What else are you doing on the side?
Oh man, work a lot. A lot of my life is just music, DJing. Yeah. Got married a couple years ago. Had a wedding last year, so that was a blessing. Thank you.
How do you navigate, your relationship with your lifestyle? I would imagine a good question. Your my wife is very understanding.
Yeah. Like, yeah. So my wife was in nightlife. She was a ball girl at Cameo.
Okay.
And it's crazy how we met, because we met. I was going to Full Sail in Orlando, and then she was there also. And then like we were just like friends for a long time, and then we decided to start dating and moved down here, moved in together, and then got married.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, so it's just like a long
I'm so
story.
curious about these paths, bro, because I'm like here, like okay, so like, okay, how long were you dating before you guys moved together?
Like 2 years. I was living in Orlando, so she'll be coming up there. I'll come down here, and
because I be thinking, I'm like, damn, how now that I'm getting older, like how quick should I be moving a chick in?
It depends.
Because I feel like you got to try it out you know what I mean? So it's like let's get to it, like you know what I mean? So I'll be like,
big surprises.
Yeah,
you're like, yo.
It's like, yo, let's get this out the way now. You know what I'm saying? So we know if we.
I mean, it's just a trust thing, bro. Like it's like if it's someone you can trust, that's a big. Trust is a huge part of, I think, any relationship. If you're living with them or not, it's just trust.
Do you think that, because I agree with you, and do you think that, because I've dated the women that have worked 9 to 5. I mean, dated the women that work in the nightlife that, like you're a girl, that they understand what we do.
Yes.
And then I've dated the women, the 9 to 5, who kind of don't understand what we do. What do you think that helps, like the girl who comes from nightlife because she can understand us more? Do you think that?
I think if you have the right girl from nightlife with the right mentality, yes. Because not, as we know,
Yeah.
not just being from the nightlife. And the same thing, like the 9 to 5. There's 9 to 5 girls that understand like what you do as a job. You go to your job and your job is fun, but it's a job. I think a lot of people mistake that DJ part of like your
we're
job's
not participating in the bullshit. We're just kind of working in it.
I just so happen to have a job where I can drink.
You're
and
right.
That's cool, but it's like I also seen a lot of DJs get fired and banned from clubs for drinking too much.
Yeah.
So it's balance. It really is balance, man. Even being married, it's just like I gotta make sure I have balance, like with work, family, time for myself, like spirituality, everything. Just everything's like a balance. So I don't think it's like a broad answer to that. I think everything's situational when it comes to the right pairing up.
Right.
And but yeah, definitely as a DJ, I feel like life is a lot easier when you have a significant other that understands what your job is and has trust.
Right, because I always say it takes a special type of girl to be with someone that does what we do, because it takes a certain type of security. Like she got to be secure with herself.
Yes,
because we're gonna be around girls. We're gonna be around drinking. We're gonna be around the bullshit. We got people. Look at us, I don't want to say like celebrities, but they kind of do. You know what I'm saying? Like we got the clout as what you know what I mean? Like so.
And one of the things I do though too is I'm very transparent. So I'd be like, oh, like if something crazy happens, some girl pulls up on me or I'm telling my wife, so she ain't surprised. Like
that's interesting that you say that, because I had this talk before, and I think it's in a relationship, I think it's our job. You have to go out of your way to make her feel secure.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That is the point. Because it's like, even in our business, it's like associating with other women is part of it. So she knows I'm going to have other girls' numbers in my phone, not because I'm trying to get with them, because it's business. It's a connection. It's like
almost like it's better to be like, hey, babe, look at this crazy chick on my DM.
Yeah,
it's almost better to show her, so she's like, okay, he's being transparent with me. You know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
there's no surprises. There's no nothing like no one can say.
No stones left unturned.
Yeah, someone's post something crazy because nowadays with the AI stuff, like you can make up.
God, bro, now that's a whole other conversation in itself.
You could do anything, so it's kind of like.
I said the other day, Five. I think I'm gonna have a drop from every artist in the game.
Exactly.
Now, because I'm about to get my Bad Bunny drop I've been wanting for a long time. Exactly. I might edit that out, but when I come with the Bad, listen to Casey Chop, you're gonna be like, holy shit, you got the Bad. Nope, that's AI. But I'm editing that out.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like, you've seen it though. You've seen the DMs and all that stuff from other people like get edited and chopped and videos and everything. Scary. So it's kind of like you got to protect yourself. You got to have like the receipts, I guess, for every situation.
That's one of the things that's putting the fire underneath me to like commit and like find something serious, bro, because it's getting scary out here for single.
That's
dating,
the other side of it too, is just like you see some of these horror situations. You're like, I think in the last like week or two, I've seen so many reports of, this rape case got thrown out. This rape case got thrown out. This like, and it's just like,
because just the accusation is going to end you.
That's it. No one's gonna like. That's it. Like you're seeing like some of these football players in college that got accusations, and literally like they're first round NFL picks, and their whole career's done because it took 3 years for all the proof and situations to come to light to show what it really was. And now what they could have had their life be is completely gone.
Or Michael Irving, dog, with the Super Bowl thing. You know what I'm saying? This girl just said he didn't do nothing wrong. She just said he made her feel uncomfortable. And she went to the boss, and then the Hilton Club went to the NFL, and now he couldn't do any Super Bowl events because of what some girl said. He made her feel uncomfortable.
Yeah,
like,
it's
bro,
just
it's getting
like
scary out there, bro.
That's
like,
super scary. So, it's just kind of like being very I keep a distance in situations like that, and being married helps. Having that significant other helps. It's like that excuse, like, I ain't pulling up over there by myself. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like,
because, bro, I mean, now, like, people know us, bro. So we're a target now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say we're an NFL player, but like, it's definitely
it's you be amazed, like, some of the things I get DM'd to me when festivals come around.
My God. That's a segment in itself of just you showing your DMs before Rolling Loud. Like, I couldn't imagine,
like, can you get me passes? Can you do this? That? I got my homegirls. We can part. Like, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm sure you got your phone on D&D that whole day, bro. You would have to.
Like one of the hopes he got another phone for the festival. So he could turn off, and then only people that need his contact have that number. So it's like, it gets a little crazy. And at the same time, like, I got homies I try to help and situate if I can and possible, but it only goes so far. I'm limited. I don't own the festival. I'm an employee.
I've always had the belief, bro, where I don't want to force myself. Like, I want to be there because I was asked to be there.
Got you.
I don't want to go somewhere and try to like finagle my way in and try to
all that. If it's that hard, bro,
because it's not natural. It's not organic. It's not like you're not called to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so if there's somewhere I go, I got a plug. I might hit them. They say yes or no. I'm not doing all that. I'm like, nah, cool. If I really want to go, I'm buying tickets. It's cool.
Yeah. If I could get into anywhere I could go in to whether it's Diddy's New Year's party, whether I could hit up people to get around, to get wherever I want to go. But I want to be invited, bro. Yeah. Like, it don't feel the same. It just feels like you're prematurely like hacking the universe. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not
what's for you is for you.
Right. Like, don't force shit. You can't force shit. You know what I'm saying? So
it gets uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah, if I'm gonna be at Diddy's party, trust me, he's gonna be like, yo, pull up to the party. You know what I'm saying?
That's always been a thing too, is like the finesse. Like, that's like a big thing.
As far as what though?
Like with the festival, like, people try to finesse things. So like, you'll see like randomly you'll see people selling like artist bands and all this stuff. And like, or like they're trying to get like comp, and like I'll be like, yeah, I got you. No, yo, can you make it +3? I was like, it don't work that way.
Yeah.
Like, so it's just like this finesse, or they're trying to get places they don't.
Like, you give them an inch, they try to take a mile.
Exactly. So it's kind of like, people do the most a lot of times, and a lot of times it's gonna kick them in the butt though. Like, at the end of the day, like, cause like, I'm not gonna mess with you. Most of the time when they're selling those tickets, the bands, they don't even work anymore, because like everything's like the RFID technology and stuff. It's you're scanning in and everything. We turn them joints off. Like, they're not accounted for. So don't buy no artist bands because you're getting finessed. That's the period. Like, you're getting finessed. It's like a joke.
Yeah.
When we see it. So
tell, bro, plug all your social media, bro.
Yes, DJ Five Venoms, DJ FIVE VENOMS, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook.
Damn, you're on the TikTok. I gotta get on the TikTok.
I'm very slow on the TikTok. I got like 500 followers.
Okay, me too, bro.
Like, and it's like it was funny. I was working I was talking. I had a homie. His name is Schwan out in L.A. and he's like, I call him like the TikTok guru. Ooh. And he explained to me how TikTok works and like what it is. You're creating content that appeals to people, and that's who follows you. So it's kind of like, that's why you got a lot of people dancing. That's why you have there's a lot of different niches to it that you kind of like tap in. And once you get your niche, that's how you grow your account. So, but I post on Instagram so much, I always forget TikTok, and it has to be a certain way.
My issue with that, bro, and I have this issue with YouTube and even my podcast, bro, is that I don't have a niche because I like too much shit. Yeah. So like in my podcast, if I only had DJs on, it might grow a little quicker, but I'm more of like, I want to have a bartender on. Like, I don't really have a niche. I'm so unorganized.
But it's a culture, right? It's like Miami on the rock. It's like it's you're portraying or you're showcasing the culture that you're surrounded in.
Right.
And I feel like that's a niche to me. I enjoy it.
It's not like so it's just a vaguer of a niche. So it'll just take a little longer to grow. If I just had bartenders or I just had girls or just had DJs and DJs know this is the DJ podcast, but it's hard because I'll go viral with a DJ podcast, then I have a porn star on the next week and it's a whole different audience. Like, yo, we wanted the DJ who's this porn star bitch. And then this guy's like, yo, this porn star chick was lit. Who's this fucking DJ? You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
That's what's harder in my world about, curating content is not having a more of a specific niche, but it's all good. It'll grow at its pace, Exactly. My brother, I appreciate you pulling up. I feel like this is the first, damn, bro. I fucking put a montage of all the failed handshakes. But I feel like this was the first time we actually got to have a real conversation.
Nah, it is true. So, we always see each other
long overdue, bro. So I appreciate you pulling up, my brother.
Definitely.
DJ Five Venoms. Bow.